Hi, I'm Eric Tomato,
And I'm Classic Gamer.
and welcome back to Let's Play Broken Sword, the Shadow of the Templars.
Yeah, you got it right.
Now, which
It
door?
doesn't matter which direction.
Oh,
It
okay.
doesn't matter which direction you go down.
It
Now,
was
when you get
I was playing a different adventure game while we were recording this, and that one lets you
As I
run.
turned the
Oh,
corner,
Jesus Christ! I
I
forgot how
saw
loud
the
you were.
source of the hellish noise which echoed through the corridors. It was an industrial polishing machine with an odd-looking guy in tow.
okay, whatever you do, that door on your left there. No, the red door next to him. Do not open that door yet. Leave it alone completely.
You got
We
it.
can have some fun. We can have some fun with this guy doing the polishing.
I got used to the fact like you can run in that game by double clicking.
Oh yeah.
And but you can actually make him faster for every time you click the mouse.
That happens in Broken Sword too. If you double click on the edge of the screen, it will skip. It will
Well, this isn't
load
skipping.
really
You just see the
quickly.
guy like tear-assing across the screen at like supersonic speeds if you click enough. So do we talk to this gentleman?
We can talk to him, yeah.
Is he
He
helpful?
looked blissfully happy, for no apparent reason.
George, you're looking down the
Yeah,
corridor.
you're looking the other way. Do you see that man? I do. But you're not looking at him, but I see him notwithstanding. Bit of Christmas Carol there. Alright.
Hello.
What's that?
I said hello.
Oh, hiya.
I'd like to talk to you for a minute.
That's what I thought you said. Don't look so down in the mouth. No matter how bad things seem, I never let life get on top of me.
Oh, yeah? What's your secret?
Why, it's easy. All you have to do is smile and whistle this little tune.
You know what? If you start whistling, I'll bust you in the teeth.
It's a deal.
I'm sorry, why is Eric Idle here?
Ooh.
Eric Idle?
I don't ring a bell, man.
Monty Python?
No, I haven't watched it, have I? I know I need to.
I'm not mad, just disappointed.
Take a look at this red nose.
Are you a policeman?
No, this is a clown's nose, not a policeman's.
What? Eric Idle's the one who sings "Always Look on the Bright Side of Life," by the way,
Oh,
from Life of Brian.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Who is it?
That's what I'm asking you. Have you seen him before?
How should I know? You haven't told me who he is.
Take a look at the photo.
Yeah, okay.
Now, have you seen him before?
No.
Can we kill
no,
him?
I don't know if you will ever find a character in a game that you will hate more than George.
I found some, but they're actually meant to be villains.
What do you think of this,
These
Sam?
guys are close.
Oh,
close.
boy. What is it?
A priceless gemstone, found in a medieval castle in Ireland. Get me into Marquet's ward, and it's yours.
I don't wear jewellery.
George, why did you try to sell the thing we fecking need to complete the mission? What is wrong with you?
Do you recognize this pass?
No, I don't. Should I?
No, but I wondered if you'd seen a stranger flashing it about.
No, sir. But if I had, Mr. Shiny would take care of him.
I want a game about this man and the people he's murdered with his floor cleaner.
Would this tool be any use to you?
No, sir. Mr. Shiny has no user serviceable parts. Whatever that means.
Do you recognize this matchbook?
You should never ever play with matches.
I know that, but
People get hurt when they do.
sure,
They end up in hospital, like the burger lady. She was so burned up, they didn't know whether to use bandages or onions.
Jesus Christ, that's dark.
I've never really thought about it before.
do you recognize this powder?
Is that dandruff?
No way.
It sure looks like dandruff.
It's plaster.
Ugh!
Would you like to shake my hand?
Not until I've washed, if you don't mind, sir. You can pick up all kinds of things in a hospital.
Like nurses, right?
No, sir. Bugs and germs. And fungal infections.
This is an extremely ornate hospital.
What does this tissue suggest to you?
You have a cold. What you need is vitamin C. And a side order of machine oil.
Machine oil?
For Mr. Shiny.
Okay, that's... Oh, he thinks we're the... Does he think we're Mr. Shiny?
I don't. He's just weird.
Ah, fair.
Ask him about everything down at the bottom, and then ask him about the jewel again. You might
Do you know a nurse called Grendel?
Sure I do.
Is she on duty today?
Yeah. End of the corridor, Ward J2.
Would Mr. Shiny be your polishing machine by any chance?
Please, don't call him that. He's more of a friend than a machine. I've had Mr. Shiny for 3 years, and he's never let me down once.
What a strange, strange man.
How come you got so attached to a polishing machine?
I asked you not to call him that. He's got a name, you know.
Yeah, Mr. Shiny. It's just that...
You think it's odd, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
No,
I do, yes.
I don't mind. The rest of the staff think I'm twisted. I heard them snorking behind my back when I gave Mr. Shiny his weekly pull through.
Whatever you got with this metal mop foot is probably a fine and noble thing.
It is. Say, it's not every day I meet someone as crazy as me.
Have you seen any unsavory characters lurking about in the quarters?
No, sir, I haven't. But I've got nothing to worry about. What's that, Mr. Shiny? You'd take good care of the rascals, I'll bet you would. With a friend like him, I've no fear of oppressors.
It must be a great comfort.
He is.
Do you know where I'd find a patient called Marquet?
No, I'm not allowed on the wards with Mr. Shiny.
Don't you want this gem, Sam?
I'm quite happy without it, thanks.
Oh, I didn't ask him. Don't worry about it. It doesn't matter.
See you later.
Have a
Yeah,
look at the,
take care now.
What?
Yeah, that's what- Click on that.
Maybe the face of the unaccountably happy domestic had made me unduly suspicious. I mean, I knew it was only my imagination, but the water tasted, well, peculiar.
Right.
I guess the
next to
water cooler was for the use of people lost in the corridors.
Next to the water cooler is a plug. You can't see it because George's legs are in the way.
Maybe the face of the
I see the
unaccountably
wire.
happy domestic had made
You
me
see the
unduly
wire.
suspicious.
Unplug
I
the
mean,
plug.
I knew it was only my imagination, but the water tasted, well, peculiar.
I'm sorry, are you saying we should kill Mr. Shiny?
Just unplug it and do it at least 3 times, and you'll
The
get quite
connector in
funny
the
reaction.
socket supplied electricity to the polishing machine.
So doing this
As I
distraction,
tugged the plug
lets
out
you-
of the
lets you
socket,
go into
the polishing machine
cupboard there
coughed,
next to him. If you
spluttered,
try it beforehand,
died.
he won't let you. You can show that bit off if you want to.
Mr. Shiny, what's wrong, pal?
So you want us to do this 3 times?
At least 3 times.
Alright.
Then try and get into the cupboard when he's standing there. And then on your fourth time of putting it out, that sounds really wrong. On your 4th time of disconnecting the polishing machine, then go into the cupboard and get what's in there. Because he won't let you in there otherwise.
You got it.
But it's just funny to show it off. I would love it if you could actually start using.
I wasn't in the mood for shining floors.
Mr. Shiny is mine now, old man.
Now try and get into the door and see what he says.
Hey now, you can't go in there.
How come?
I'm responsible for the contents of that cupboard.
The door didn't have a sign or label or any kind of
Try it again.
identification.
It's making me laugh.
Hey, I asked you not to go in there.
I know, but I'm curious.
Oh no, I'm responsible for that cupboard and the contents.
Okay.
Hey,
Okay.
Oh. This is one of my favourite. This is one bit I was looking forward to getting to with you the other day when we were doing this, but we didn't quite get there. We didn't have quite enough time.
But now we can spend the whole
As
episode
I tugged the plug
tormenting
out
this
of the
man.
socket, the polishing machine coughed, spluttered, and died.
not again. This is not a good day.
Oi!
Do you know what? It makes him a hypocrite. Do you know why?
Why?
Because he says, "Don't call him
Don't
Mr.
do-
Shiny,"
A floor polisher.
but then
now he kicks him.
just wait to see what he calls him on the third time he put it out.
Oof.
Pull out the plug. I have to be careful how I say that because it does sound
Is
very
it
wrong.
just me, or does the floor polisher look like some kind of mobile toilet?
Do you know what? It almost looks like it has a face. I don't know why, but
I think it just
looks-
it's a toilet on wheels.
oh, this poor man.
As I tugged the plug out of the socket, the polishing machine coughed, spluttered, and died.
Take that, you stubborn tin can.
You don't want us calling him a polishing machine, but yet you call him a stubborn tin can. You can go down to the ward if you want without the just as yourself.
Pardon?
If the ward we need to go to, you can go down there just as you.
Yeah. Okay.
If you want, you don't have to, but you can if you want.
Oh, is it funny?
I don't want to say funny, maybe amusing. I think it might have been the wrong. Yeah, it was try. It's the next one down, not that one, the other side. That's it, that one.
Oui, monsieur.
Is this Ward J2?
It is, but you're not supposed to be here. We have strict rules about visiting hours.
Can't you make an exception? I've come all the way from California.
You must speak to the doctor.
I can't wait that long. What if he snuffs it?
You can't talk like that here. This is a hospital. You will have to leave.
Oh, I didn't know you could ask her questions.
Will these be the same if we're a doctor?
I think they would be. Yeah, I don't know if you can really talk. But you can talk.
Do you
to
recognize
them.
this red nose?
Oh dear. I don't think he'll be needing that again.
Who?
Monsieur Boissy, the comatose clown.
Oh, it will be the same. Yeah. Just
Do you
ask
recognize
them
the man in this
questions, might
photograph?
No, I don't.
Does this gem mean anything to you?
It's beautiful, but I've never seen it before.
Do you know Merlin of Gruber Electronics?
No, I don't.
Does this tool mean anything to you?
I don't recognize it.
Hey, an honest person.
Does this mean anything to you?
The Club à la Mouche? I've never heard of it.
Is this plaster any use to you?
No, it isn't.
Would you like to shake hands with me?
Well,
No, it's okay. Forget it. I didn't really want to use it on her anyway.
Why not?
Do you recognize this tissue?
no, I don't. It looks like a chronic health risk to me.
Well, I've been carrying it
George
around for days and I'm okay.
Is a chronic health
My
risk.
pocket's getting a little soggy.
Oh my God, George!
Oh,
for
God,
fuck's
George.
sake! You should have accepted the baggie when you were offered into the hotel.
Who offered you a little plastic baggie to keep it in?
But no, I'll carry it like no, it's fine like this. Sure.
Do you have any clowns on the ward?
Why, yes, we do. A professional clown.
I'll bet he lightens the place up.
Hardly. Monsieur Boissy has been in a coma for the last 3 months.
Do you have a patient named Marquet on this ward?
Oui, monsieur. He is in the private room at the end of the ward. He has been placed in strict isolation.
Thank you, nurse.
You may come back at visiting time, monsieur.
Thanks. When is that?
The second Tuesday of each month.
That's the only visiting time?
Oh yeah, I think she runs a very strict ward.
Tight ship, as it were.
Now you can try and get the unplug it again, and then you can get what's in the cupboard.
As I tugged the plug out of the socket, the polishing machine coughed, spluttered, and died.
This time he doesn't do anything. He just walks away from it. Now go in the cupboard.
Yeah, I don't. There we go. There's my cursor.
Now, if you then talk to him, he thinks you're a doctor, even though it's the same person that's been talking to him for the last few minutes.
Dr. Stobart at your service.
Dun, dun,
Now
dun,
you
dun,
have
dun,
impersonated a
dun,
doctor.
dun, 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 dun.
There was no way I could improve on the sculpture with the janitor watching me. It was a life-sized marble figure of a guy in robes. The sculptor had tried to give him a look of paternal authority and concern. To my mind, he looked just plain constipated.
Now, one thing you can do if you want to is go...
I didn't think it would suit him somehow.
I've never said that before. That is actually incredible.
It was a life... The sculptor, to my mind...
So if you go back to the main reception after you've spoken to him.
Hello.
Oh, hi! No whistling, right?
Right. What's the problem with Nurse Grendel?
She's uptight and twisted on account of a broken heart.
Oh, that's too bad. I thought she was just plain bad-tempered.
That also. By the way, sir, I wouldn't stand too close to Mr. Shiny's grease valve. If he has an emission, it'll take the shine clean off your shoes. Say, nice sneakers.
Thanks. Did I show you this nose, Sam?
Yeah, you did. It's a real humdinger, I think.
Do you recognize them?
No,
Don't you want this?
I'm quite...
Would this tool...
No, sir. Whatever that...
Who broke the nurse's heart? Was it you?
Oh, no. Talk to a woman, I wouldn't know where to start. My analyst says I'm socially inept.
I believe him.
Some analyst. Weren't you offended?
Not me. It's a comfort to have it made official.
You shouldn't take any notice of him. Everyone shines in their own way.
George, you're not one
Yeah,
to give advice.
I shine floors.
See you later.
Yeah, take care now.
Go back to the main lobby now.
Main lobby?
Yeah, main lobby, yeah.
Alright.
If you go back, you can go back to the ward, but you might as well just go do this bit first, because otherwise you have to go back anyway. Oh, okay. Next one up. Sorry, that was my fault.
And what do I do here?
Well, one thing you can do that actually gets a very funny response from the guy standing on the right of the screen. Try leaving the hospital. Try walking outside the front door. Try it.
Stop! Come here!
What's the problem, Gramps?
You must be the new boy.
Yeah, I must be.
Oh,
Well, stop wandering about and make yourself useful. Bunny, come here, boy. This is Benoit, my nephew. Can I trust you to look after him?
Do your own babysitting, Gramps. Who do you think you are, anyhow?
I am Felix Hagenmeyer.
And may I say what an honor it is to meet you in person, sir. You are on my medical wall of fame. Right up there with Pasteur and Leary. I look on it as a privilege, no, an honor, to look after your nephew, sir.
He is fresh out of medical school. It will open his eyes to see a real doctor on the job.
Oh dear God.
I'll bet.
Show him around. Let him see some real suffering.
So do we just have
So long,
Buddy following
Hagenmeyer.
us now?
Yeah, you could try leaving again and see if he does that thing that I was hoping he would do it before, but he didn't.
Where do you think you're sloping off to? Get back to work immediately.
I like that word, immediate.
So long, Hagen.
Immediate. I like that word.
Hey,
It's just
Benoit.
immediately in French.
I know, it just sounds...
There's no need to
It
shout.
sounds better.
What do you want?
It sounds better, though.
Do you know what this white powder is?
No, sir.
I was about to ask him to shake my hand when I remembered his skin complaint.
Right, dermatitis.
Follow me, Benoit.
I'm right behind you, sir.
So what are we
Now we
doing
go
with
back.
Benoit?
We need to let him follow us. There's a little bit of funny stuff we can do on the ward.
Oh, we don't even go by floor guy anymore.
No.
Good afternoon, doctor.
Oh, hi. Is this Ward J2?
Yes, sir. The patients are ready for your inspection, doctor.
Thank you, nurse. Well, who's first?
Monsieur Croquet in bed 2.
What's his problem?
He's been complaining of loss of consciousness. You'll need this, doctor.
She gave me a long, narrow metal box and a stunning smile. Thanks. Hi, I'm Dr. Stobart.
Hello, Doctor.
The nurse told me you
A
keep
lot
losing
of
consciousness.
British people in France today.
That's right. I've had the problem as long as I can remember. It's a real out-of-body experience. Like death, but not so conclusive.
I see. How long does it last?
Just a fraction of a second, and then I recover.
I might not have been a doctor, but I was formulating a diagnosis all the
No,
same.
don't do that.
This
George.
guy was nuts. I know exactly what you mean. It's known in the medical field as blinking.
Is it serious?
Of course it isn't serious. It's perfectly natural.
But just think, 2 seconds every minute. Why, that's almost half an hour every day. 2 weeks out of every year spent in total darkness.
I don't have time to listen to this baloney. Do you recognize this red nose?
Nah, I don't.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
Nah, Doctor. Who is it?
A cold-blooded killer.
One of your colleagues?
No, he really is a murderer.
I've never seen him before.
Have you noticed how his voice actor is the same as the guy who shines swords?
Yeah, that's why I said it was weird that we have 2 Englishmen in Paris. Not as tourists, just kind of living here.
Does this gem mean anything to you?
No, Doctor.
Have you heard of a guy called Merlin?
No, Doctor.
We're giving this guy what I call the George Stobart treatment. It's where we show him all of our random garbage and then ask him a question, then fuck off.
Yeah.
Do you know what this tool is used for?
Eye surgery.
That's a dumb thing to say. It's not sharp enough.
George.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamut?
Nah, I haven't.
Do you know what this is?
Is it self-raising flour?
No. Do you know what this piece of equipment is called?
No, I don't.
I thought about giving him an electric shock, but I just couldn't do that to a sick guy.
It might help him. They used to do it all the time.
Have you any idea what this is?
Please, take it away before I throw up.
You won't do that to a sick guy, but you'll do all the other things you've already done so far in this game. Impersonating an officer, being racist,
Electrocuted
impersonating
child.
a doctor, and then assault on a minor, yeah. Stealing, because you stole...
Almost everything here.
Yeah.
Not just stealing of artifacts with the gem here.
Well, no, it was dropped by the person. He wanted it off, and yeah, so he technically he found that. The striking shock you were given, the blood pressure thing you were given, the workman's ball you took, and then you were told that you could keep it. Yeah, there you go.
But also remember, we took this. This is an artifact, the Lochmarn gem.
Yeah.
We did illegally smuggle it out of the country of Ireland. So we've also done we've also taken all this to and from France, France and Ireland. So we're also a smuggler.
And also the plaster as well could be taken as something very, very different. So you also could be a potential drug smuggler as well.
Yep.
Which bed is Marquet in?
Yeah, he's round the corner, in solitary.
What's the matter with him?
I don't know, but the men who brought him in were wearing masks and rubber gloves. Hey, you're a doctor. How come you don't know?
We doctors don't know everything.
Then how come you act like you do?
There's only one person who can fix George Stobart. The doctor. Have Tom Baker come down.
Has Marquet had any visitors?
Nah, neither have I. That's the worst thing about being in hospital. You feel like the rest of the world has abandoned you.
Well, you know how it is. Life goes on.
Thanks for those comforting words.
Well, goodbye and good luck.
Thanks, Doc.
We should ask about the cuff.
Yeah, if you go to the far right, the guy on the end bed won't let you pass until you've done his blood pressure.
Could you take a look at the client in bed number 3 now? His name is Eric Sopmarsh.
What's his problem?
He's delirious. He just now came out of theatre. He's recovering from major surgery.
I'll have him up and about before you can say, Lazarus, get out of your bed and walk.
Hello? Anybody home?
Who are you?
My name is Dr. Stobart, and I'm here to steer you down the rocky road to recovery.
Dr. Monroe said there was no cure for what I've got.
Your problem is you stayed in bed too long.
Are you sure you're a qualified doctor?
You better believe it.
And now you're adding lying to your list of crimes, George.
Well, we've already done that.
Yeah, okay, further lying.
You know, George, there's this little thing at the end of each bed that you can look at to find out what the problem is.
You can look at it. You can read it afterwards.
See you later.
Okay, look at it now then.
His temperature was normal, with little fluctuation either way.
You can look at the other one as well.
The name on the chart was Sopmarsh. According to the chart, this guy was called Croquet.
Good game if you got the balls for it.
The graph showed a steady decline in his pulse rate and an increase in his blood pressure. It kinda shook me to see this guy's life reduced to a few jagged lines.
I wish I knew. I wish I could be okay with that, George, because you've shocked a child not actually caring about the fact that it could put him into cardiac arrest.
I mean, to be fair, a joy buzzer.
The name on the chart was
isn't
Boissy.
electric. It's just a vibrating metal thing.
Yeah, but the shock of it, and anyway, can.
The poor guy's
can
temperature
go
had been up
well.
and down like a white knuckle ride. No wonder he looked so sick.
You can't talk to that guy in the last bed, unfortunately.
The nurse was stunningly beautiful. The guys on this ward sure were lucky to be in her care.
Clearly not.
So if you
This
go
guy
in,
didn't look sick to me. He didn't have spots or stitches, and he certainly didn't have a fever.
So if you try going past Stockmarsh, he will ask you to take his blood pressure. You get quite funny responses if you do it a few times.
Doctor,
What is it?
you haven't taken my blood pressure.
So if you keep doing it, he'll shout and he's like, "Can you keep quiet?" And all this. It's quite funny back and forth.
Seems fine to me.
You're not doing it right.
Of course I am.
No, you're not. Dr. Monroe never did it like that.
I can't take a satisfactory reading while you're excited like this. I'll come back later.
That is actually true about blood pressure. You often are told to stay calm when they take it. If you're having your anxiety up too high.
Oh, Doctor,
What now?
you didn't finish taking my blood pressure.
Nor am I going to. Sir.
Because he doesn't know how to do it.
Okay,
So the
let's try
solution-
again.
The solution to this, after you've had a bit more fun with annoying Stockmarsh with his blood pressure, is to give it to Benoit and then tell him to do it on him, and he'll stand this side of the not the side that George.
You
is
don't
at,
have the
other side.
first idea what you're doing, do you?
I'll come back when you've recovered your manners.
I have a plan. We'll see to this guy. We'll give him a bit of correction with the sewer key.
You haven't finished taking my blood pressure.
Bloody prat.
I think he might just say that line over and over now.
Will you keep quiet? You're disturbing the other patients.
I'll keep quiet when you've taken my blood pressure properly.
I have to see Jacques Marquet first.
How come he gets preferential treatment? It's because he's got money, isn't it?
Yep.
It's not like that. I'll come back when you've dealt with that chip on your shoulder.
You might as well just chat to him about
Hi,
the last few
it's me again.
you've got.
Do you recognize this red nose?
Doesn't that belong to Boissy?
No. I found it in a sewer.
He's a clown, you know. You wouldn't think so to look at him now, would you?
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, Doctor. Who is it?
A cold-blooded killer.
Really? He's a dead ringer for my bank manager. Of course, Mr. Soames hasn't got a scar, and he doesn't come from the Middle East. His hair's a lot grayer, too. Otherwise, it's just like him.
Remarkable. Does this gem mean anything to you?
No, Doctor. Is this some kind of test?
If it was, you would have failed.
George.
Have you heard of a guy called Merlin?
No, Doctor.
I love that no one so far has thought we're talking about Merlin from the King Arthur stories. That.
Do you know what this tool is used for?
I'd rather not, Doctor.
Oh, you're gonna know.
Ignorance is bliss, as they say.
You're gonna know. We're gonna use it on you. Gonna prop it open while I work.
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamut?
I'm not really a nightclub man, Doctor.
Pardon me.
A game of whist and a glass of ginger wine is about my limit.
The fuck is whist?
I don't know.
The fuck is ginger wine?
Oh,
I know ginger beer, but
yeah, I know ginger beer, but I've not heard of ginger wine.
is it wine made from ginger? Because I know you make wine by fermenting grapes.
I'm actually ginger.
Do you know what this is?
It looks like plaster.
How did you know that?
I'm a plasterer.
Fair.
Oh.
I'm going to take your blood pressure.
So this
Why?
Is,
I'm a doctor. It's my job.
you've been asking us to do it the whole bloody time. That's annoyed you, hasn't it?
I thought about giving him an electric shock, but I just couldn't do that to a sick guy.
But please, this guy is obnoxious.
Hey, you haven't finished taking my blood pressure. I'm going to take your blood pressure. Why?
Have you any idea what this is?
No, Doctor. I wouldn't even like to guess.
You're gonna get a face full of it in a minute.
So I've just searched ginger wine, and a supermarket or grocery store. For those who don't know what supermarket is, Tesco's. So that's I think they also have them in Europe as well. I don't think they have them abroad or overseas. You don't have them in Canada, do you?
No, we
Tesco's?
don't have Tesco's.
No. But so it says Stone's original green ginger wine for £7.50. That's not bad, actually.
What is it? Like, is it alcoholic or non-alcoholic?
Yeah, it's alcoholic. Stone's original ginger wine was first produced in 1740. Ooh, at the Finsbury Distillery. That's the word. Thank you. In London, and still uses traditional ingredients, finest raisins and ginger. Stone's is very versatile, as well as the farmed whiskey Mac. Stone's original can be enjoyed all year round with a variety of cocktails and delicious food.
How do they make? Does it say raisins?
Yes.
You can't make wine out of raisins. That's a dried grape.
I have said that right. Raisins is R-A-I-S-I-N-S. That is raisins, isn't it?
I think there's. I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
I mean, it would make sense if it was in French because raisin is grape, but.
It must be a different way you do it.
What can you tell me about Marquet?
He's the man in the private room, isn't he? That room was mine before I was tossed out like a common squatter.
Do you know what's wrong with Marquet?
They won't even say what's wrong with me. Tell me, Doctor, what's your opinion?
It's too early to say.
But I...
I've been here 3 months. Well, your problem, sir, is that you're a prick.
What's your impression of Nurse Grendel?
She's a very efficient young woman.
Efficient? You make her sound like a vacuum cleaner.
I've no complaints.
Fucking hell.
The woman
That
in reception
is
described
sexist
Nurse
from
Grendel
both
as a monster.
Well, that's simply not true. She's quite strict, but that's her job, isn't it? You've got to have discipline in a place like this.
See you later.
Right, now talk to Benoit and give him the
Yeah, it's not good. It just Benoit, yo.
Hey, Benoit!
Yes, sir?
Now who's bloody shouting?
Here, take this pressure gauge.
Thank you, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
Well, keep it safe until I think of something. Are you ready with that pressure gauge?
Primed and ready to pump, sir. What do you want me to do with it?
No, you choose Nurse Grendel.
Use it on Nurse Grendel.
Huh?
Go on, she'll enjoy it.
Well, okay.
Dr. Stobar,
Yeah?
I would appreciate it if you saved your jokes for the intern's restroom. This is a hospital ward, not a cabaret.
Oh, lighten up.
I heard that. Any more nonsense and I shall report you to Dr. Hagenmeyer.
All right.
It's bloody hell.
Hey, Benoit.
Huh? Go on, she'll enjoy it.
Yes, sir?
Do you still have that gauge I gave you?
Ah, yes. What do you want me to do with it?
trying to remember.
Use
which
it
one
on
is
Rene Croquet.
Okay.
wrong one.
I know.
Just wait for him to finish.
I did this on purpose.
Oh, fair enough. Is he stopped?
He's just kind of stopped. It's like, yes?
Hey, Benoit!
What was the result?
Yes, sir?
Do you still have that gauge I gave you?
Ah, yes. What do you want me to do with it?
Use it on Eric Sockmarsh.
Okay.
Now you can go past him. And you just got the cop to talk to. And another statue.
You don't know what it...
Was?
Feck, he's dumb.
It was a life-sized marble figure of a guy in robes. The sculptor had tried to give him a look of paternal authority and concern. To my mind, he looked just plain constipated.
That's not what that is. That's the other one.
It's a someone with a dead person in their arms.
That's a woman, George.
Yeah.
He sat like a statue of a sack of potatoes, but the cop's eyes were as watchful as a hawk's.
It just looks more shocked than anything.
I'm Dr. Stobart.
Bonjour, docteur.
I think he's watching his watch.
Do you recognize this red nose?
Don't get cute with me.
Do you recognize the man in this photograph?
No, I have never seen him before.
Do you recognize this gem?
It isn't an emerald, is it?
Emeralds are green, usually.
Yeah, I think so. Thanks. Are you Thomas Merlin of Gruber Electronics?
No.
Then you won't be needing this.
You know he's not that, George.
What do you think this tool is used for?
Branding mice without bending down.
Who needs to brand a mouse?
Have you ever heard of the Club Alamet?
No. It sounds Middle Eastern.
Can you think of any sensible use for this plaster?
Sensible? No. Puerile? Yes. But you've probably thought of those already.
Would you like to shake hands?
What for?
As a gesture of goodwill.
On reflection? No.
That's probably for the best. I don't think shocking a cop is a good idea.
No, definitely not.
I mean, unless we want to get George shot, which...
What does this tissue suggest to you?
It looks as if it has been used to wipe Satan's bottom.
I hate to say it, but you could be right.
Satan's bottom! Okay.
Have you heard of a guy called Marquet?
He's in quarantine, Doc. Right behind this here door.
Marquet is just the man I wanted to see.
I wouldn't go in there if I was you.
I'm a doctor. It's my
He
duty.
has anthrax.
I have to visit my patient.
What for?
Routine. I have to check he's still breathing.
What if he's not?
I'll sign the certificate and register his bed as vacant.
That's a cold and distant attitude to death.
Well, I've been institutionalized to the point of godlike aloofness.
The white coat suits you.
Thanks. Have you seen any suspicious characters on the ward?
Only
Yeah,
you.
I have.
A gorilla and a weasel?
No. This was a tatty old bear.
How was the bear acting suspiciously?
Well, he was wearing a homburg.
Is that against the law?
No, but it's pretty weird for a bear.
Don't you think it's possible that the bear was a man in disguise?
Well, obviously, I'm not completely stupid. But who would go to the bother of disguising himself as a bear? It's not as if he'd blend in with the surroundings. I checked with base to see if any bears had been reported missing from the zoo or a traveling circus. They told me to sit tight until reinforcements arrive. I guess they're right.
I'd be stupid to tackle a bear single-handed.
And I can tell you something for free. That reinforcement is not coming.
Catch you later, officer.
Question.
Au revoir,
Is
Doc.
it better
If
for
you see
the-
that bear, kick him in the nuts.
Whoa! Alright. But do you think it would be better to have no reinforcements or to have Mu and Rosso as reinforcements?
I think that's a bit of a difficult... I don't know. It's a tough decision.
Rather you than me, pal.
Is he a fucking Terminator?
Marquet?
Looks like a robot.
Yes,
He's been beaten up.
I am Marquet.
He's black and white.
I've been expecting you.
You have?
Well, what are you waiting for? Get it over with.
I just
What do you
want to
think
know
of
what
this
I
red
should do with the
nose?
gem.
The Lahmar gem.
Yeah, right here in my pocket.
It's not a
I
normal
thought
conversation.
you
It's just
were
a chat.
one
I know.
of the assassin.
Not me. I never inhaled.
So, you were sent in my place.
Yeah. You could hardly make the trip to Ireland in your condition. What should I do with the gem?
Deliver it to the Grand Master quickly. Tell him that I have found the tripod right here in Paris.
What, you have it?
Not yet, but it's being taken care of. I hired a couple of stooges with a flair for petty crime.
Would that be Flap and Guido by any chance?
You know them?
We've met. What about the Hashashin?
Is more likely to have followed Klausner. He'll stop at nothing to prevent the reforging of the sword.
And that's bad, is it?
As for Klausner, he has gone off to Syria on a wild goose chase.
They have geese in Syria?
He has a theory about the location of the... That's enough excitement for one day, Monsieur Marquet. What are you doing here?
Talking to this patient, of course.
Monsieur Marquet is my patient. If Herr Hagenmeier was to hear that...
Okay, I'm going. I'd learned all I could from Marquet anyhow.
You can't fire me, I'm not even a real doctor.
There you are, sir. I was just coming to look for you. I finished with your pressure gauge.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bunny.
What's that noise? It sounds as if someone's having a cardiac arrest.
It's all right. The doctor's in there with him.
Are you sure he was a doctor?
Oui, monsieur. He showed me his ID. It was Dr. Braille.
There's no Dr. Braille working here.
He's an imposter! The door's locked. Help me, officer.
All I can think of is that meme of the two Spider-Men pointing at each other. Of just George
Stand
and
back,
the other
monsieur.
fake doctor.
I love how the real doctor runs in last.
Oh, by the way, shooting a lock? A word of advice if you ever need to shoot a lock. Don't do that.
I found Jacques Marquet.
It'll just
Did
ricochet
he
off
talk?
the lock and now you
Yeah,
have
he
a bigger
talked.
problem.
For the very last time.
Kicking
He's
it's
dead.
the best idea.
Yeah, killed in cold blood by a bogus doctor.
Like,
That's
kick to
despicable.
the side of the lock.
What kind of guy would pass himself off as a doctor and take advantage of a dying man?
Me?
Was it Khan?
No, I don't know who he was, but it certainly wasn't Khan. He got away, out the window. Can you think of any use for this?
That's a thing for measuring blood pressure, isn't it? What are you doing with that?
I picked it up in the hospital. It could be useful.
You ought to take it back. Don't you feel guilty?
No.
Of course not. I'm a sociopath. I think it's fair to say that George is a sociopath at this point.
And I think he has no remorse of anything he does.
Yeah, sociopath.
Have you ever heard of the Hashiashin?
No.
Marquet said that they were his biggest enemy.
His biggest enemy was the bogus doctor.
Don't remind me. That guy was evil. He had wild, staring eyes like a dead fish. I'll never trust a doctor again.
The best comparison you could come up with is dead fish?
Do you think the assassin was responsible for killing Marquet?
I don't think so. He could have finished him off the first time. Besides, Marquet would have recognized him.
He was pumped to the gills with sedatives. He wouldn't have recognized the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse unless they'd introduced themselves. Have you found out any more about the Knights Templar?
Yes, I have. The guy responsible for their downfall was Philip IV, the King of France, otherwise known as Philippe le Bel. Well, he is known to history as Philippe the Fair, but I doubt if the Templars called him that. I'm sure André will tell you all about him.
Is there anything new on the manuscript we can look at?
Not at the moment, no.
Alright.
I guess I'd better go back and talk to that weirdo.
Which one, Rousseau or Sergeant Mou? Oh, but you're referring to André.
I'll let you work it out. Oh, hi.
Hello, my handsome.
What does this apparatus mean to you?
The last time I saw one of those, I was about to go to the operating theater. The doctor told me there was nothing to worry about. I laughed in his face.
How come?
I can see the future, remember?
Have you seen anyone out here watching Mademoiselle Collard's apartment?
Yes, I have. A strange man, tall and thin as a broomstick. He kept his face hidden, but I saw his eyes peering from evil little slits.
How was he dressed?
A long brown raincoat with a hat.
Or like Humphrey Bogart?
Yes, but he didn't have Bogart's charisma. Besides, this guy looked like he needed a toilet. You never saw Bogart clenching his buttocks like that.
Why not?
See you later.
That's right, monsieur. You will.
So I think this is a good place to stop for now. We've committed even more crimes
Yes.
in
indeed.
the heinous life of international criminal George Stobart. I bear in mind now, we have committed crimes in France and in Ireland. We are an international criminal now.
And I don't think no matter if you want to do this game being honest or not being honest,
You still have to commit crimes.
Yes. Yes. indeed.
George Stobart, international criminal.
Yeah, international criminal mastermind who's also a lawyer. Oh, the irony.
He certainly isn't the world's greatest criminal mind, however, that honor is reserved for Radigan. George Stobart certainly isn't voiced by Vincent Price. I think I'd like George Stobart if he was voiced by Vincent Price.
Do you know what though? The second game in the series, right? So
He's
Broken
Vincent
Sword
Price.
2, the Smoking Mirror.
Hmm.
They developed that in less than a year between this game and that game.
I'm
So that
assuming it
game
uses
has-
the same engine?
It does, yes. But the story is not. I think the story in this game is a lot stronger, a lot more fleshed out. Whereas the second game, the story is a bit of a mix and match. But I prefer the second game. personally. I like the second game more. I did love this game, but whenever I have played this game for LP, it's just, I think because maybe I know it so well, so I think playing it with you has given me a fresh experience with the funny bits.
Well, I've already
That's why I've
helped
been
you hate
laughing.
George.
Oh yes, and I now hate George. And I don't really think he gets. I think I just get more tolerable. I don't know.
Well, we'll certainly see in future episodes. But until then, I've been Merrick D'Amato.
And I've been Classic Gamer.
And ciao.
And ciao.
Hi. Thanks for watching. This has been played, edited, and recorded by me, Merrick D'Amato.
And he's been helped by me, Classic Gamer.
You can find a link to Classic's YouTube channel, Classics Gamer, and his Twitch in the description below. Please like, comment, and subscribe.